Today's top news headlines. Manipur records sudden surge in COVID-19 cases in past 24 hours. Chief Minister N. Biren disburses loan to 100 beneficiaries. And complete IRB recruitment process before polls, demands PCC. Good evening. Before we move on to the news, a COVID awareness for the general public. We are collectively facing a pandemic threat that is sweeping across the humanity beyond oceans and borders. Considering the seriousness of COVID-19, it's about time we step up against this deadly disease, maintain a safe distance from others even if they don't appear to be sick, wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Choose open, well-ventilated spaces over closed ones. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Get vaccinated when it's your turn. Follow local guidelines about vaccination. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. This is PONYTV giving you the latest Friday English Bulletin. I'm Loving Rimai. Now the news in detail. Manipur recorded a sudden surge in COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours, with 83 fresh infections after sharp drops this month. The state logged 83 COVID-19 new cases in the past 24 hours to take the total tally to 1,23,609, the state COVID-19 Command Control Room said. The state also reported one fatality, taking the death toll to 1,919. The positivity rate was recorded at 4%. According to a release from the state COVID-19 Command Control Room, the fresh cases were detected from 2,064 samples. It said 8 people were recuperated from the disease in the last 24 hours. India recorded 14,348 new cases of coronavirus disease in the last 24 hours, which is nearly 2,000 cases lower than yesterday. With this, the nationwide tally now stands at 34,246,157 and the death toll climbed to 457,191 with 805 daily fatalities. Active cases constitute 0.47% of total cases, and the national COVID-19 recovery rate stands 98.19%, the Union Health Ministry said. Top 5 states which have registered maximum cases are Kerala with 7,738 cases, followed by Maharashtra with 1,418 cases, Tamil Nadu with 1,061 cases, West Bengal with 990 cases, and Mizoram with 592 cases. Chief Minister N. Biren today disbursed loan amount to 100 beneficiaries as a part of credit outreach program during a function at Chief Minister Bungalow commemorating 75 years of India's independence. Chief Minister N. Biren Deputy Chief Minister Y. Joykumar, Education Minister S. Rajan, Deputy Speaker K. Robindro, Union Minister of State for Finance Dr. Bhagawat Krishnarao Karat, and Chief General Manager of SBI Northeast Circle, R.S. Ramesh Singh, were part of the event. 2 SBI branches at Modbung and Juribam and 1 ATM booth at Imphal were inaugurated during the function through video conferencing. Chief Minister N. Biren during the loan distribution program asserted that giving job opportunities and providing startup loans to the deserving individuals is the bounden duty of his government. Startup and Mudra have already benefited many people in the state. He said that under the credit outreach program, 100 people got the benefit today.
State government are also committed to provide financial inclusiveness, especially to support the marginalized and socio-economically neglected classes. I would like to inform to all of you through this media. Now, there's the present, status in the MSME, micro, small, medium entrepreneurship, and providing of job not only the white collar jobs through this kind of self-employment. Manipur stood first in the entire smaller region, smaller state of the country.
I said that T-banks, ये मार्च के पहले इनॉग्रेशन करने का हमने डिसाइड किया है। उसी के साथ बैंक या बिजनेस कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस वो भी बढ़ाने का डिसीजन हो चुका है। यहाँ मणिपुर में ATM का फैसिलिटी देने के लिए अराउंड 38 ATMs का इनॉग्रेशन या उद्घाटन जल्दी हो जाएगा। इसी के साथ फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी बढ़ना, डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन बढ़ना, इसलिए हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक मोबाइल वैन देने का प्रोविजन नाबार्ड की तरफ से किया है।
Result of the long-pending IRB recruitment process should be declared before the Election Code of Conduct comes into effect, demanded Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee (MPCC). Addressing media at the Congress Bhavan in Imphal today, MPCC General Secretary L. Tilotama noted that the recruitment of India Reserve Battalion (IRB) was a part of police modernization in 5 states of the northeast, adding that the same recruitment process in 4 states has already completed. The recruitment process in Manipur has remained withheld for a long time, affecting the youth aspirants, added Tilotama. She added that the BJP-led government should declare the result prior to the Election Code of Conduct.
Sri Rajnathna Home Minister hoina paibiring aida akoi police modernization gi Manipur na pikiba IRB gi battalion mari set up tawsi haina thari request da ani ge ayaba pibiramba aduna madugi matungina akoi gi Manipur da su honorable chief minister na assembly da matung thula kopidana akoi IRB mari habada manga ya bire aduna proposal ani accept mari habada ani ya bire aduna ani amadu so koi further cannot tawraga pressure thawdigani aduga mari maxi settle tawnaga tawgani adu bojiki oinadi ani ji yare akoi recruitment process hawrani.
A man was killed following a road accident at Yangang-Pokpi in Imphal East this morning. The mishap happened when his Honda Activa slammed into a stationary truck on the roadside, according to a report. The deceased is said to be a resident of Yangang-Pokpi. However, his identity is yet to be ascertained. Yambem Makha Lekai Committee has condemned indiscriminate gun firing by unknown people last midnight at Yambem Makha Lekai in Imphal East. The gun firing took place around 12:34 a.m. No casualties were reported in the incident. Yambem Makha Lekai Committee President S. Ingocha urged all concerned not to repeat such acts in the future. He also appealed to the Manipur Home Department to initiate stringent action against all culprits involved in the incident.
Ngasi aying baro makai tamu matamda apagi AK-47 lang automatic rifle lang na anong may kapagi thulo ma thokre ngasi yamna live active na ai khulgi committee persela mo ina ini yam yen tawjai yaragari sikum thabak sema tung lau tawbi no ina full tawjari ngasi thokbam dagi AK-47 automatic rifle ki toninga ma police ando police na cover tawba lai khabani yamme kungang jo 144 chalai ba lai khabani ngasi sarkar ki puning thang chingchin jari.
A one-day workshop on the theme Realization and Understanding of the Minor Tribal Languages of Manipur, Need of the Hour, was organized at Manipur Press Club in Imphal by Manipur Directorate of Language Planning and Implementation. During the workshop, National Education Policy NEP Program Officer H. Brojan Singh stated that students should be taught in their native languages till class 5, which is clearly mentioned in NEP. He asserted that native languages are disappearing as the native people discontinue using them. He cited that English has become a dominant language around the globe as most people speak it.
Translation tongna Manipur hangopai sagi londe thopa English londe thopa haiba asi tu ai ko report ka jana bagi asomba khunthang bari hai thopa alu ko ai ki motion asi it is society sin na so khunthang lo ra keno akoi ki ba motion asi from oro abegi from the oro any primary life or talking I decided to go in us so that what and not have to my home not that
Yeninta Facebook group extended financial aid to Atoibi Kumam, a 7-year-old girl. The group came to know about the health condition of Atoibi Kumam on social media. She has been suffering from a critical illness since a couple of years and that her family has not been able to spend money for her medical treatment. The representatives of Yeninta Facebook group were led by its admin Nungshi Ningthoja.
Okay, aku yang ngam mating pang balak sa bani hanta ka yaning thagu sina mating pang ai si 55 sure ko hek hor ko degi yang khai mangal sure ko lai ta lai ra mayam aku angam bayam badina te koi member emil ko mayam sum kha khai jana raga mayam si angam mating sum khara pang ja bani matung da so khu si de ge mating pang ngam boi jage hoji gi cha athoi bi thawalong kai de lai ba hoji de lege polo da lai ba cha si ga angam mating kitang pang lak sa ni sa su na fa boi bi ro matung da so khu si de gi hana mating pang ngam boi ja rabi.
We'll be back with more updates after a short break. Stay tuned.
Karigumba dom yumda laiba anaba singi hida kappa dressing tauba blood sample loba rice tube hapa catheterization hapa enema tobinaba experience lairaba nurse amati doctor thibada awaba thengnabirabadi wabiraganu Medline Home Nursing Care Service Manipurna pung kunmari chukna adongi yumda latuna hida kappa injection piba dressing tauba feeding tube hapa catheter hapa amadi makhal kya ge anaba sing experience lairaba doctor amadi nursing tuna mating pangzari akupa marol gi damak Medline gi helpline number 9205987988 amukasu 9205987988 ta call toguna tanabiu natraga Google Play Store gi Medline app download toguna booking towi.
Welcome back after the break. The 19th Manipur State Conference of Communist Party of India Marxist will be held on October 30, tomorrow. The inaugural session would take place at 11 a.m. at Manipur Hindi Parishad Hall near Old Assembly in Imphal. Comrade Nilotpal Basu, Politburo member, delivered the inaugural address, and Comrade Suprakash Talukdar, Central Committee member, will also attend the session as per a release. Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh has said that the state government's priority is to strengthen human resource in the state. He was distributing pre-matric and post-matric scholarship for OBCs, SCs and economically backward classes students at Class Chief Minister's Secretariat yesterday. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Minister said that according to School Education Quality Index released by Niti Aayog, Manipur has topped among smaller states in the country. He mentioned that many initiatives and schemes have been launched to support the state's young and talented people. The state government has launched Chief Minister's Scholarship Scheme for civil services aspirants of the state after considering the hardships faced by the students belonging to economic backward families and others, he added. Chief Minister stated that since 2018-19, the government of India has implemented the pre-matric and post-matric scholarship schemes for OBCs, SCs and economically backward classes students through online scholarship management systems, OSMS. Meghalaya Education Minister Lakman Rimbu on Thursday said that necessary protocols have been issued for school reopening of offline classes for Class 1 to 5 from November 1. After consulting with the Health Department, we have decided to allow the reopening of schools from Class 1 to 5 in the state, Rimbui told reporters. He added the decision was taken after taking into consideration that there is improvement in the COVID-19 situation in the state. Having said that, all necessary protocols have been prescribed which need to be followed. Stating that the consent of the parent is paramount, Rimbui said, "We have limited the hours which the students should be in the school, as well as the number of students is also limited to 15 per class." He, however, said that the school authorities are asked to take a call based on the infrastructure they have, but ensure maximum protection is given to the students. The Education Minister said many states have already taken such a decision in view of the COVID-19 scenario in the country. Moreover, many people in the state are fully vaccinated, he said, while urging citizens who are yet to get vaccinated to undergo vaccination for the safety of everybody, and that COVID-19 has affected the students to a large extent. On the concerns expressed about the third wave of the pandemic, Rimbui, however, said, "We cannot predict the future. We have to think about the present, taking into consideration that in case of any eventuality, we have to be ready." He then assured the government in its wisdom and the Health Department are fully geared up to face any eventualities. On the other hand, the Education Minister said that the government is taking decisions according to the dynamics of the situation. Therefore, we have empowered the Deputy Commissioner concerned and the school managing committees to take necessary steps if anything arises. We are not fully rigid. We have to see the dynamics of the situation and we can change the decision at an appropriate time, he stated. A 45-year-old farmer has died by suicide by consuming poison in Madhya Pradesh, which is hit by an acute fertilizer crisis. The deceased farmer has been identified as Dhanpal Yadav, a native of Paprol village in Ashoknagar district. Family members said he took his own life after failing to procure diammonium phosphate (DAP) fertilizer for his crop despite waiting for several days. Madhya Pradesh is facing an acute DAP fertilizer crisis with all the 3,400 cooperative societies across the state running out of stock. Farmers have blocked roads in Bhin, Morena, Ashok Nagar, Satna and other districts several times in the last 2 weeks, demanding the immediate release of more DAP fertilizers. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh said the crisis would soon be over as more fertilizer is being bought. Let's take another short break. Stay tuned.
Admissions open for pre-primary teachers training courses. 10 seats per batch for 6 months. 90% job facilities also available online classes. For more details, please contact Nawa Singdamsang Office, Changangai, Makhalekai. Contact number 8837483810. Occasion singidamakta makhal kiyagi cake, haibadi, photo cake, layer cake, brunch cake, barbie cake, fruit topping cake, cupcakes in a chingba fongbigani, amadi adomi apamba moongda cake customized tawbagi kudong chabasu pisari. Kudong chabasing asi lawbinabagi damakta lensing birau aikhoigi address NG College Road near Naurangtong. Phone number 9864112972. Aikhoigi online partner Food Wi-Fi amasung Food Web dagisu order tawiba yagani.
Welcome back. A 2-day competition in archery, track and field has kicked off today at Uranchiru village under Lamlai constituency, organized by Kalyan Ashram, Manipur. At the event, Napoleon Kamai, convener of Kalyan Ashram, Manipur, said the ashram will teach tribal sportspersons on how to take part in national and international competitions. A school game orientation training camp concluded today and began the 6th National Kung Fu Championship 2021 cum School Game Orientation Training Camp. The event is organized by Maharashtra Kung Fu Sports Association MKSA and Shaolin Traditional Kung Fu Association of India under the aegis of All India Kung Fu Federation IKF. Maharashtra Pradesh Congress General Secretary Shirang Chavan, Pune Municipal Corporation member Avinash Bhagave, School Principal Jyoti Arade, Kung Fu Sports Association of Maharashtra Working President Bharat Yadav, IKF President Situ CL Lama, Working President Sifu Tokchom Narendra, Vice President MG Dilip, General Secretary Dr. Huidrom Roman and Executive Director Vijayapan VN attended the event. As a part of the event, certificates were distributed to players completing the school game orientation training of Tushu, Sanda Boxing, Shuizhou, Wing Chun, Dongji Gong, Taolu, Qigong, Tai Chi and Kung Fu. People inoculated against COVID-19 are just as likely to spread the Delta variant of the virus to contacts in their household as those who haven't taken their shots, a new research has revealed. According to a UK study published on Thursday in the Lancet Infectious Disease Journal, people who have received 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine have a lower but still appreciable risk of becoming infected with the Delta variant when compared to the unvaccinated. Vaccinated people clear the infection more quickly, but the peak viral load among them is similar to people who haven't got their jabs. Before we end the bulletin, giving you the headlines once again. Manipur records sudden surge in COVID-19 cases in past 24 hours. Chief Minister N. Biren disburses loan to 100 beneficiaries. And complete IRB recruitment process before polls, demands PCC. That is the end of the bulletin for the Friday English News Bulletin. Thank you for watching.